They are the restaurants that we cherish and hold a special place in our hearts, where warm and welcoming staff greet us with a smile and make us feel like cherished guests. These are the establishments that whisk us away on a culinary adventure, and no detail is overlooked in offering extraordinary dining experiences. It is where we choose to toast our achievements and celebrate milestones with our loved ones. They are the distinguished restaurants of North America, and every DiRōNA has a story. Meet Adelmo Banchetti, owner of Adelmo's Ristorante in Dallas, Texas, a celebrated dining destination where Italian and Mediterranean traditions come together in a warm, family-driven setting. Since opening its doors in 1989, Adelmo's has become a beloved fixture in Dallas, known for its exceptional cuisine, world-class wine list, and heartfelt hospitality, all guided by Adelmo and his family's unwavering passion for fine dining. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Every DiRōNA Has a Story. Another special opportunity for us today with a restaurant owner. Today with us, all the way from Dallas, Texas, and owner of Adelmo's Restaurant, Adelmo Banchetti. Adelmo, thank you for joining me today.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for thinking of me.
Well, you're truly an inspiration to so many. A restaurant, you're 36 years now with Adelmo's. Tell me a bit about opening it in 1989.
I have been working in hotels. I came to United States to open the original Omni in Atlanta, Georgia, helping the people recruit in Europe. And then I end up in Dallas to help a friend. And to tell you the truth, I enjoy Dallas. I am born and raised in Florence, Italy. And, we Tuscans are a little bit different than the rest of the Italians. And I notice in Dallas, the Texans are the same way somehow. And so I was working at the Fremont Hotel. Great, great, great restaurant. Great hotel, great family. And then all of a sudden, we start talking about computers. We are not talking about food anymore. We are not talking about that product and that product and why this fish is not good today or why we should buy tomorrow. And I said, you know what? Maybe it's time to follow what we came to this world for, open a place of my own, of course, with my family, because I could not have done it alone. I have a lot of confusion. They keep me ground. They're very kind to the people, and they know as much about food as I do. And of course, now behind my daughter has worn so many hats, and she's wearing hats, aprons, shoes, anything. And I think the restaurant is going to be in good hands for a long time to come. Unless somebody wants to give me $20 million, they can have it. I mean, I'm not difficult to please.
Special to hear. Tell me about early days in Italy. Were you in the restaurant industry or in hospitality?
No, 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 no. We were in the transportation business. My parents had a couple of trucks going from Florence to a couple of other cities, and then a big company came in. My father sold, and we have relatives in Brussels, Belgium, and I was about 16 years old. So we decided to move up there, and they put me then in the restaurant business. And one day I asked my mother, why? She said, listen, in the restaurant business, it's never going to rain inside. You're never going to go hungry. So I think it's a good place to be instead of charging and discharging trucks. And I said, okay, no problem. Of course, I learned the Italian way of cooking a little bit from the family and then through other friends. Because when I opened up the Omni in Atlanta, I was the head bartender of the Bugatti restaurant, but I was also very close to the chef. So whatever I did not know, I paid attention and we became very good friends. And I was asking why this, why that, why the other. And this great guy, Andrea Puzo, who has his own restaurant in Metairie, uh, he was very, very patient with me and he showed me, he let me try it. And I said, oh, that's not bad. And that's when we decided to do. And of course, the place that we bought to cover 1989 was a small place, 1,600 square feet on 2 floors, almost like a country club. But most of my customers were people in the financial business, regulars, and money was not really an object. And they always they always took my uh, talk about wines. They didn't say how much this cost, why this is better than the other. They tell me, Adelmo, you like it? Of course I like it. What do you think? Would you drink it? I told him I will drink it. I'll buy another bottle. And that's how and we became famous. And we stayed there for a long time, 26 and a half years. And of course, the area where we were in Dallas became a little bit like New York, all this great tall building coming up. We lost the parking, and thanks to the owner of the shopping center where we are now, he said to me, I want you there. And I said, if you want me there, make me a deal. We will come. And we did. And we are very, very happy to have done it. And actually, my family has even increased the business much more than I have. Because I'm not an easy place, I'm not an easy person to please. You could be the richest man in the world. If you haven't done nothing for me, you're okay. You're another customer. But when you are my friend, the best is just enough.
Tell us about the menu. Has it evolved in 36 years or?
The menu is actually has evolved a little bit according to the season, but not much. We are known for osso buco, and because it's actually my grandmother's recipe, not even my mother, my grandmother's. And when we opened the restaurant the first time, my son Andrew was in the kitchen, and he made himself a passion, try to figure out why hers was so good. And thank God he did it. And my cooks now, I they have done the same thing, and I make sure that I taste. Plus, I learned a long time ago, good food is not just tastes good, looks good. Of course, ossobuco is brown. There's nothing else you can do. But there is brown and brown. And so we have this ossobuco, and then I buy the very best veal I can find. I don't know if I can say the name, but if you'll allow me, I will. But otherwise, it's no problem. But
Yes, of course. Yeah, we'd love to know the brand.
Provimi, Provimi veal, Provimi veal. I am very cost me money, cost me money. But what is money when you put on a plate and when the customer leaves the restaurant says, "Thank you for giving us a good dinner." To me, I don't care how much you spend. I don't care who you are. But when you thank me for giving you a good meal, to me is much more important than many, many, many things.
It was special to see some of the smaller Italian regions. I know you have wines from Puglia, Sicily, even some of those lesser known regions.
Wine list. mostly Tuscan, of course, super Tuscan, some big names, but I have friends also in the French business. So I always try to find out, like the petit chateaux, the parts of Tuscany who are not uh, well known, and that's what this is what that's what that's what the difference is. Uh, so and also, of course, people are requesting Piedmont, people are requesting Amarones, people are requesting even California, and I am not somebody that would charge 350, $400 just because there's a name attached to the bottle. I rather have something that I will be pleasing to my palate and to the palate of my customers. And I am very happy when I find something in between. Now I also, certain parts I had to eliminate. I haven't done not almost nothing in Chile, uh, mm, almost nothing in Australia, but a little Spanish, yes, and some big name French, because I was lucky to buy it at the time when the big names didn't cost an arm and a leg. So I have something. So I have a little bit of stuff that pleases many people. Okay, Sicily has become very big, and it's funny. I noticed that the Tuscan who left Tuscany because too many of the relatives were already in the wine business moved to Sicily. It's not that they improved the Sicilian wine, but they learned because of the American way of making wine, cleanliness, stainless steel, different barrels. They have come up with winners. It's no longer like the fiasco in Tuscany or the little bitty wine that you cannot transport because it's only good for a season. Now they around the Edna area, some wonderful wines and some other. Puglia, unfortunately, I have a problem with it because it's like Zinfandel, and I don't have too many people who are asking me for that kind of heavy wines because Syrah is something that has helped Tuscany a lot, especially in Montalcino. The little bit that they add really made it much more sellable, I would say. I won't say better, but more sellable. And Puglia, yes, great wines. I don't want to take anything away from these great people. But I rather have fava beans from there and the pasta than some other wines. But, again, Italy is the same thing with the Abruzzi. I do not have Montepulciano d'Abruzzi because unfortunately, when you go to the pizza places, that's what you usually get. And I don't make pizza because I don't have the space, I don't have the knowledge, and I like it, of course, but I don't have the possibility. And that's why I don't have Montepulciano d'Abruzzi, even though now they are very special. One side that I'm gonna go and work a little bit more is around Lazio, around Rome. More and more great wines are coming out, like Cabernet Franc from Lazio, wonderful. It's a great wine that only, of course, now with all these things happening in Rome, with the next year celebration with the Vatican and everything else, people that know wines also travel. So they're researching better wine because the difference over there than over here, prices are not so prohibited like some of the names are here. And that's a beauty. And that's what that this is my next step that I am going to go towards.
You mentioned buco is an old family recipe. Any of the other pasta entrees that you have?
Uh, the lasagna we had, the lasagna we started with the old recipe of Italy, but unfortunately it was a little bit thin for the American flavor because let's not forget, always said I don't do uh, American Italian food too much, immigrant Italian. But you know what? There is a lot to say about the first guys that came to to uh, to the island, and they came, and the meatballs, something that we had to learn. I for a long time ago to put it on the menu, but it's wonderful. A lasagna also, some other stuff. Uh, Alfredo we never did. Some of the sauces, that we do for the veal was part of the chicken recipes at home. Lemon, capers, things like this. That was something.
Now, we were introduced late last year. Your restaurant was nominated for the DiRōNA and was awarded for 2024, its first year with the DiRōNA Award of Excellence. Did we catch you by surprise with the award when we reached out? What was the feeling back at the restaurant?
I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. And I tell you why. Long time ago, before I was even thinking of becoming a restaurant owner, with my wife Eliza, we end up in Monterey, California, and where we going to eat? Sardine factory, because of your uh, price. There was the Roma place, and I was very curious to see why. And then I realized why once I was inside. The, the wine list was like a Bible. The food, of course, is according to the season again, but it was a great experience. So don't forget, I had I I started in the restaurant business for fun and to be honored by so much. I was very, 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 very astonished. And I have to thank you very much. We hear compliments from customers, yes, but to be recognized nationwide, that's a different story.
Well, it's our honor to have Adelmo's on our list, and I'm guessing it was the sardine factory you might have been in Monterey, if I'm right.
Yes, that's exactly that's where we were. That's where we were. But this is, uh, I think, you were in high school by then, and uh, my hair was a little bit more visible, I would say.
Yeah, two wonderful friends of ours at the sardine factory, Chef Bert Catino and Ted Balistreri, who were founders of DiRōNA in 1990. Yeah, great restaurant. Now let's talk about your restaurant. You're off on your second generation. You've mentioned your daughter Lauren is working with you now. How is that?
Yeah, my daughter and my cook. My cook is a wonderful little guy that learned from my son, and he said, "This is the way Andrew did it. I would not have any idea." Because people up there, look at this TV and look at this, and then you see all these great chefs working with tweezers and flowers and a little thing. But we're looking together and we said, wait a minute. By the time we get it in front of the customer, it's cold. It's a wonderful painting, I don't know. I have paid uh, money to go to some of those restaurants, but to tell you the truth, I stay in the classical way. I don't care if the place don't look as pretty as some of the people would like, but the flavor is in there. And to tell you the truth, I have no problem buying the very best I can buy. I fight with some of the purveyors if they cannot find me what I want. Now, luckily, this day and age, we there's so much every day from somewhere something comes. Yes, I wish I could do more fish, but the problem is they don't come. They don't come to me for fish. They come for my lasagna, for my osso buco, for my eggplant parmigiana. Then we have uh, again eggplant was a funny story with eggplant. Oh, I had to take off and on the menu a few times because I had the Italians from Sicily. Well, my aunt used to peel the peel the uh, eggplant. Then you have her cousin who said, "No, I am from Naples. We did not do it." And then you have somebody from Emilia Romagna said, "No, not at all. We just cut it and fry it." I said, "Wait a minute." So one day I put on the menu, Adelmo's eggplant parmigiana. Take it or leave it. And we have been very successful. My daughter, as I said, wonderful. And my little guy in the kitchen does a wonderful job. Wonderful job. Is, is he a champion? He's a champion for us. He's somebody that will be part of the family for a long time. I am lucky. I am blessed, more blessed than lucky, I guess. But and of course, you had made it possible.
Adelmo, thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure to learn more about the restaurant and the history. You've incredible decades for the Dallas area.
I am very, very blessed. Oh yeah, this is something, and it's wonderful to see that the customers, at least in this town, are very family oriented. When they decide to go for dinner, unless of course some of these ladies, they like they need to be seen, they go. I know this family. I don't know that family. I can name you another 10 restaurants, not 12, but 10 the family owned, and those are the first choices of our customers and the customers in general in Dublin.
Well, everyone, it's been another great episode of Every DiRōNA Has a Story. It's been a pleasure. Adelmo Banchetti from Dallas, Texas, Adelmo's Restaurant. Adelmo, continued success. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.